Finally, it's here. This is the all-new Montech King 95 Pro, and I have been waiting for this case for so long. I have no clue why it took so long to get here and why I'm so freaking late to the party here, but it's finally here. We can finally have a look at it. Maybe not disassemble it as quick. Yeah, let's put this back in. So this is the Montech King 95, one of the most interesting, if not one of the most beautiful cases of, yeah, well, actually 2023, although it's now 24 and it arrived in 24, and there is probably a history about why mine came so late, which I don't know about, but it is finally here. Now, one of the best features, and yeah, I'm just going to reassemble the case that I just disassembled, but one of the most iconic features about this is the fact that they have that curved glass in the front. It's not the only interesting feature about this case, because it is versatile AF. Like, you can do so much stuff in it, and I'm so excited to build a complete build for the first time inside this thing. Now, this is not the actual review. The review will follow in 1 or 2 weeks, but for today I want to do a quick build in it, get a feel for the case before I start writing the script for the review. It is so cool that we have that curved glass in the front, but what are we going to slap into this beautiful case for today? So we got a whole bunch of components, some of them never used in a build, some of them used many times in a build, but it's going to be semi-beautiful. I'm happy with the choices for today. Now, for the case, as you can see, in all Montech fashion, it is basically ready to go. We have 3 120mm reverse spinning fans, so pushing air into the GPU or into the front here in the bottom. We got 2 also reverse spinning 140mm fans on the side, which are, yeah, well, pushing air onto the GPU or in front of the CPU air cooler if you have such. And we have a 120mm exhaust fan in the back. So this case is pretty much ready to go. Now, unlike most Montech cases in the past, this one exists in a non-pro and a pro version. So we have the pro here, which is basically spec'd out. And as far as I can tell from the product pages, the non-pro version will be exactly the same thing, just minus the fans. If the fans are worth it to you, to pay like 50 bucks more, that's up to you. I will try to measure it out and then give like a verdict in the review part of this whole series here, but this is the pro. We got the fans. It is theoretically ready to go. However, I put aside one additional Montech fan. It's basically the same one that we got here in the back as exhaust. It's in, what is it, AX? Yeah, AX120, just to keep the theme going. And I will add this to the top as an additional exhaust, because otherwise we got like 3 120 intakes plus 2 140 intakes and one single 120 exhaust, which is like a bit not enough exhaust for intake. So one additional 120 for the top, and something in there is like rattling, and it's not the cable. No idea. But what else do we have here? So we are building on Intel this time. This is the ASRock Z790 Riptide, Phantom Gaming Riptide. This is, I believe, the redone version. We got Wi-Fi 7, DDR5, all the good stuff. And we are pairing that with an Intel 13600K. Why? Because this will perfectly pair with our Gainward Phantom 4080. Like 13600K, 4080. Seems like a perfect mix for me. Then on top of that, we got some of that chromish-like Asgard RAM, because why the hell not, and it's quick as hell. And on top of all of that, we got the DeepCool AK620 Zero Dark. So all of this is going to be as much black as possible, with a tiny touch of RGB, because the case has a bit of RGB going, so I wanted to, you know, make the whole thing a bit RGB nonetheless. Yeah, I think that was pretty much everything important. Oh no, the cable extension. So I'm a bit unhappy with the cable and PSU situation. We got the Be Quiet Pure Power 1200 watts, which is fine. It's going to be great for this, way too much power for this, but I'm choosing it because of the new ATX 3.0, or how are they calling it? Yeah, no, PCIe 5.0. The NVIDIA plug there on the GPU, which the 4080 has. And I'm choosing it because of this, but I don't have any cable extensions for that one. So even if I'm a bit unhappy about this, I'm going to use cable extensions, one for the 24 pin and one for the CPU EPS connection. But I don't have anything for the GPU, so there's going to be one like out of the box cable dangling in the bottom. I'm not happy about it, but I can't do anything about it. I can't get any cable extensions right now. So yeah, I guess let's get started here. Okay, now I need to somehow remove the motherboard from the box without moving those Asgard RAM sticks, because they are going to, oh no, you know what? I will just, yeah, the chrome scratches just by looking at it. They are probably already scratched by now. Works like a charm. I put the chrome sticks onto the box of the DeepCool cooler, and now I need to move them again. Whew. Yeah, this certainly will not work like that. 1 and 2 and better. Now it's ready. So even if there was no coverage so far from us regarding this case, I'm not totally new to it. It has been here for like a week, and in the meantime I was able to do the B-roll shots. So I already tested out all the little quirks and things you can do with it, and so far I have to say I am really impressed, like really hardly impressed with this thing. Like how easy it is to build in it or to do stuff in it, mostly because of the fact that you can pop off that front panel, the front glass panel, which is curved, and the side. So you have all of this axis here. Nobody saw that, but you have all of this axis going, which makes it so easy to work in it. It is really amazing. Like, you know what? No, let's maybe not break my stuff and just for 1 second put it onto the side, which makes it even easier to work with it. Yeah, that was a good idea without breaking anything. So, as I said, so far I'm really impressed with it, but not necessarily because of the case or how good it seems to be for now. Like, I cannot really say a lot right now about the performance. We will make a video about it separately, because today it's going to be a build, just building in it. And in between video 1 and 2, I wanted to do some benchmarks, and then we are going to change the case, because in fact this thing comes with a separate mesh panel here, so that you can remove that curved glass front and basically replace it with a fully mesh one, providing you with front airflow coming into the case or more into the CPU cooler, which will probably enhance performance, but I really wanted to measure out by how much. And I wanted to separate that into individual videos, like today do the build and then a separate how much performance does it or can it do if you replace the panel video, which is probably going to come out exactly 1 week from today's video, so you know when. This is so easy to do. All of this is so easy. It's just incredible to me. But this gets me to my next point, because the case is not only, or so far, it doesn't seem to me like it's only good, but for me what's impressive is the evolution of Montech, or how quickly they evolved. Like a year back from today, Montech was the company you would go to if you have like 50 bucks and you want a ready-to-go case. You didn't care that the case came with like a Molex adapter of pure pain and suffering. You took that in exchange for a somewhat good case with somewhat good airflow, and you were fine with that. But in like a year, or maybe a bit more like a year and a half, Montech evolved from that into, we are presenting one of the most beautiful cases of 2023, which is an incredible, like, quick evolution, if you ask me. And so far, building in this thing is just, it's just a enjoying moment for me. Like, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but everything on here is just popping off. Everything is mounted with the pop connection instead of just relying on screws, which makes the whole experience just so... I was already trying to pull on the right side of the front panel, but there is none. Anyway, everything here is such a enjoyable moment, and something that I will emphasize a lot in the review of this case. Everything has hinges, and I didn't believe that having hinges was so, how should I say, making the process so much more enjoyable. Like, not being forced to install and remove screws over and over and over again just to like move a single panel makes the whole process so much more enjoyable. It's insane. But I guess let's just do some cable management work like real quick, because nobody wants to see that. Ta-da! Almost done. Now, as usual with Montech cases, I plan for like a 1 hour build in front of a camera, because like building towards a camera usually takes slightly longer than doing it for yourself, but I overestimate the amount of time I need with Montech cases because they pre-attach everything. Like, I installed one fan after the fact and everything else was pre-installed, and let's be honest, installing fans is usually the part of the build which takes the longest, or the wiring of them. But here everything is ready, everything is installed, everything is good to go, and I may not be the biggest fan of the fans that they include, but not having to install like 6 of them makes the whole thing a bit more enjoyable. We don't need that, but we need SATA. We have SATA. CPU, we just need a single CPU. Oh, it comes with 2 anyway, or does it? This is CPU, and we can remove this one. Oh wow, this is not a lot of cable for a lot of power that will be going through. And I somehow managed to remove the GPU cable. Why is my GPU cable not in the box? Found it! This is not the right cable, is it? Where the hell is my cable? I messed up the boxes. This is the Be Quiet, what is it, Pure Power 11 FM. And this is actually the Pure Power 12M, which has that NVIDIA plug built right into it, which for some reason I put the wrong power supply into the wrong box, hence this one doesn't have it, this one has it, everything is fine now. But I just need to transplant, or do I? I have SATA, I don't need PCIe, I have, everything is here. Okay, so it was just a mix-up with the power supplies in the wrong box. I can deal with that later because I want to finish this build. This is so far going awesome, and we are almost done here for today. And we are going to have one hell of a beautiful PC. And... click. Click, click. Almost done. It's so easy to just stuff things in the back here, incredible. And then screw the whole thing down, because you can. Look at this. You don't even know if I did a good job in cable management or not. It's just blocked off. Ta-da! You don't know. Great. And as our last glorifying step here, the graphics card. 3? Yeah, 3. One hell of a chunky boy. Great. And now let's put the whole thing back together again. 1, 2. Does the front one have any protection on the inside? No, I don't think so. Which means that I need to clean it. 3. This one has protection on the inside. What the hell? And last one. Great. And now, let's enjoy. Now, ignoring the fact that I definitely need to clean up all the tempered glass side panels because they are dirty AF, but this was one hell of an enjoyable build. And it took like nothing, like half of the time I usually take in front of a camera. This was efficient, really efficient. And I gotta say, like the first impressions of the Montech King 95 are this is one hell of a case. Montech did a fine job with this. But for today, I'm going to leave it here. Now, the case is awesome. You enjoyed a bit of B-roll footage. I enjoyed filming it, and building inside of it is an enjoyable procedure. But I'm going to leave it here for today, and for tomorrow, or for me tomorrow, but next episode, we are going to talk about numbers in this thing. So I'm going to benchmark all of this and see how it performs. Most likely focus on the CPU temperature. And then we are going to remove the front panel and replace that thing with the mesh panel. Thankfully, Montech also sent us, or included in the box, 2 of these AX 140mm regular spinning fans, which is very important because if you just unmount like the side thing for the fans and then turn it around to have like the front intake, you still got the reverse spinning fans in the front, meaning that you will push air from inside the case out in the front, which just doesn't make any sense. So I'm very grateful that they included these, and we will focus on them and on the performance difference between this setup here and the setup with the mesh panel in the next episode. And then we are going to do some shenanigans with the GPU, because I wanted to test how a GPU performs without any fans at all, but that's for a whole other video. For today, this is going to be it. I hope you enjoyed it, and so far really impressed with what Montech managed to pull off here. I really am impressed. Nice job, good job, but we will focus on that on the next episode. For today, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.